Welcome back! I think I finally reached new levels of thriftiness and economy. My boyfriend really likes going to garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores. He's watching this and thinking, you do too, which is true. But he has more chances to go than I do, so we're going to blame him for this one. And he was at an estate sale. And estate sales have a thing where the last day everything is 50% off. And he knows that I'm always looking for material and patterns and things like that, so he's always on the lookout for me. And he's learned that I can make almost anything from a bed sheet. So he brings me a bundle of 3 bed sheets, and the first one, and they were labeled rags, by the way. That's what they were labeled at. It was 3 rags for $1. Well, it was half off day, so it was 50 cents, which is 18 cents each. For those of you doing the math, which is going to be important later on. So it was 18 cents a bed sheet. And the first one, well and truly fit the title rag. It was a very ugly bed sheet that had since been used as a painting drop cloth and is now splattered with paint. The second one was a white bed sheet. At some time, I do believe it was that. It's since become ripped, stained, torn, patched, and everything else. No longer resembles a white bed sheet. And the third one is an aqua bed sheet. It's twin size, so it's a little small, but trust me, can still make something pretty out of a twin size bed sheet. So it's 18 cents for his bed sheet. And it's aqua, which is not normally my favorite color, but still a really pretty colored sheet, if I could talk. And it's kind of this slippery polyester-y feel, and I don't normally like working with such things. They're slippery, they're hateful, they don't breathe. But finally had the thought that it would make a really pretty silky nightie. So I got a pattern from Goodwill ages ago that I've been saving for such a special occasion. Ta-da! I went with this one. It has the option to do like a sheer overlay on things, but I just went with a single layer, which, trust me, was problematic enough. So we did the square neckline. I didn't do film sewing along, by the way. This is just on my thriftiness. And I made a nightie. I'm struggling with camera angles all day, so we're just gonna roll it by. And I had some lace in the stash to trim it with. Now, I'm not normally a lace and frilly girl, but some white lace on a pretty nightie is within the realm of acceptability. So I made that. And then there's enough left over that I thought a pair of shorts would be nice. The shorts did not come out as nice, okay? We were playing with the pattern and it wasn't going well. So, made a pair of shorts. And for those, I used Vogue's pattern. It's got shorts and pants and camis and robes and basically everything you need to be pajamaed. It's $18.34 for those of you following along at home. And I still had some left. Okay. We can make a cami. Still got some left. This is the longest a bed sheet has ever lasted me. I made another pair of shorts. So it was $1 for 3 bed sheets. It was 50% off. 50 cents for 3 bed sheets. 50 divided by 3 is what, 18? Give or take a few? I made 4 pieces of clothing. 18 divided by 2 is 9, divided by 2 is 4.5. 4.5 cents for a pajama piece. A short, a cami, a nightie. 4.5 cents. Tell me you can buy that at the store for 4.5 cents. I'll wait. Okay, that was the end of my patience. No, seriously, guys. This is my favorite cheapest make ever. Now, before you go, but wait, you used trim and stuff. Yes, I did. I use trim that's been sitting in the stash for I don't even know how long. I think some of this stuff is older than me, which is older than I'd like to admit, but still. So the nightie got pretty white lace, which was in the stash, and I had just enough to go around the bottom. I was hoping to have enough to go around the bottom of the shorts or something, but it was what I had in the stash, so we're making do here. The cami was supposed to have straps, turn around right side out, straps made out of the fabric, and I thought trying to make little tubes and turning them right side out sounded like a really horrible, not fun idea. So I had some satin bias tape I just folded over and made a strap. And I did make these way shorter than the pattern called for because A, I'm a small person, and B, I didn't want my neckline to come down to here. Not my idea of a good time. And then I had some of the bias tape left, so I hemmed the bottom. So I'm really liking how that turned out. It was a pain to do. Satin bias tape on silky fabric is not fun. And I was hoping I would have enough to trim a bottom of the pair of shorts. But once again, we were like that much too far to finish one of the short legs, which I was seriously bumming. The shorts were originally just calling for really thin, like 1/4 inch elastic. And I cannot keep shorts on me to save myself if I don't have a belt or a drawstring. So what I did was, and this pair did not turn out as nice as I was hoping, I had bias tape again, and I just sewed it down, fashioned a waistband, put elastic in it, and just used some twill tape for a drawstring. And I basically did the same thing for the other pair, though this is more like wide twill tape, really lightweight webbing, which I think turned out a lot better. Maybe by then I just figured out what I'm doing more, or maybe it's just narrow enough that I don't have acres of lumpiness. And once again, I used twill tape from the stash. And then to finish my edges, since I don't have a serger, I figured out that if I do my standard 5/8 seam allowance, trim it down to about 1/4 inch, and then run a zigzag right along the edge. I'm going to hold this up to the camera and I make no promises that it's going to focus. But it basically serges the edges. Is it perfect? No. Is it technically serging? No. Is it effective in keeping it from raveling? Hopefully. We haven't tried this yet. So, for 18-cent bed sheet, I have 4 pieces of pretty pajamas. How's that for being thrifty? I think this is my best deal to yet. I'm usually really good about getting fabric for a couple of bucks, but I think this is new levels of thriftiness, so definitely need to pat him on the back for coming up with this one. Or does it count as even cheaper than 4.5 cents each, since he paid for the bed sheet? Still though, I'm still really happy with how these turned out. I actually had more fabric left, but by the time I made 4 pieces with this, I was well and truly tired of the stuff. And the sheet was so hacked and chopped and destroyed at that point that trying to find a straight grain or fold to put anything on would have been near impossible. So we stopped at 4 pieces before my sanity gave out. But there are my 4.5 cent pajamas. Granted, it is now almost November and it's frosty out, so these aren't getting worn for a while, but I have pretty pajamas for when it warms up. I know better than to post a video that does not have Niveus in it. And since I did not record cutting out the fabric, and that's her laying on it, which, trust me, she did. She did. Normally Mom helps me, and she was gone for the day. So don't worry, I had help. Do you want to say hi to YouTube? Oh, she's purring. Mm. Ow. If you're going to bite me, I'm not going to pet you. That's how this works. I'm gonna lay the PJs out on the floor and try to get pictures. Are you going to insert yourself into that one too? We'll take that as a yes.